So a very good morning everyone. The chief guest, Professor P.S. Shukla, our joint director, Professor P.C. Agarwal, who joined with us online, the keynote address speaker, Dr. S.P. Agarwal, Director, NESAC, the in-charge principal of NERIE, delegates from across the country, faculty, staff and students. As we stand at the pivotal moment in the implementation of NEP 2020, our institute felt the need of organizing this two-day national conference on implementation of NEP 2020, the way forward. The way forward for implementation of NEP 2020 includes continuous professional development, integration of technology in learning, adoption of innovative learning pedagogies, among others. Teachers and teacher educators may take on roles as mentors, curriculum developers, ensuring competency-based, inclusive education and empowering them through autonomy, training and support. So these are the key to NEP's successful implementation. So with this opening remark, I now request the dignitaries to kindly come to the dais. I request our keynote address speaker, Dr. S.P. Agarwal, Director, NESAC, Northeast Space Application Center, to kindly come to the dais. I now request our in-charge principal, Professor F.G. Dakhar, to also come to the dais, along with Professor Elizabeth Gangme and Dr. Basansi Kharuki, the coordinators of this national conference. So we are also delighted to have in our midst, through virtual mode, our joint director, sir, Professor P.C. Agarwal. Namaste, sir. In the inauguration of this two-day national conference. We also have with us through online the chief guest of today's inauguration, Professor Prabhat Shankar Shukla, the Vice Chancellor of NEHU Shillong. Welcome, sir, to this inaugural function.
Good morning to all.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. So now I request all the dignitaries to kindly come forward to light the lamp. Thank you all. Now I request our in-charge principal to kindly facilitate our keynote address speaker, the Director, NESAC. you, sir. So now I request our in-charge principal, Professor F.G. Dahar, to kindly give us the welcome address.
Our distinguished guests, Professor P.S. Shukla, Dr. S.P. Agarwal, Professor P.C. Agarwal, our dear delegates, participants, faculty members, students, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor and privilege to welcome each one of you to the National Conference on Implementation of the National Education Policy, the Way Forward, organized by the Northeast Regional Institute of Education, Shillong, a constituent unit of the National Council of Educational Research and Training, New Delhi. We are indeed very happy to host this gathering of eminent scholars, academicians, researchers, professionals, and yes, to have with us our students too. Amidst the natural beauty, the greenery all around us, amidst the beautiful diversity of the respective cultures and traditions, we are here to celebrate knowledge, collaboration, and innovation. Such platforms like this play a pivotal role in bringing together diverse perspectives, fostering critical dialogue, and inspiring new ideas to pave the way forward in curriculum reforms, innovative pedagogies, transformative assessment, equity, equality and access, interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary approaches, research, innovation, teacher education and development, to be able to shape the future and bringing in also the 21st century learning skills to our classrooms across the country in the light of the National Education Policy 2020. We are truly grateful to our chief guest, Professor P.S. Shukla, the Vice Chancellor of the Northeastern Hill University, for gracing this occasion. In fact, Sir had wanted to be here with us, but today he is engaged with too many engagements, so therefore he is joining us online. To everyone present here, the 2-year B.Ed course which the Institute runs is affiliated to the Northeastern Hill University. Professor P.S. Shukla is the chairman of our management committee, and I also take this opportunity to thank him for all the support that he renders to the Institute every now and then. Thank you very much, sir, for even though if you are not here with us, yet you can join with us online. We have with us also a guest of honor, an esteemed keynote speaker, Dr. S.P. Agarwal, a well-known scientist in remote sensing, in geographical information system, water resources management, disaster management, and climate change impact. And currently, Dr. S.P. Agarwal heads the Northeastern Space Application Center, which is here in Shillong. And for the ones who are here for the first time, before you reach NERIE, you first have to pass NISAC, the Northeastern Space Application Center. We have been very, very good neighbors. This is what we were talking today in the room, and I thank you, sir. I know how busy you are. Last week we visited your chamber, but you are very busy holding very important posts across the country, and I thank you for coming here with us. And I also look for further support and cooperation as we work together to develop this part of Riphoi district. Thank you so much, sir. A very warm welcome also goes to our very own Joint Director of the NCERT, Professor P.C. Agarwal. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, we were looking forward, but I know how busy you are there with so much of responsibilities there in the council. Nevertheless, I thank you for sharing your valuable time and to be with us as the patron of this conference. Right from the time that Professor P.C. Agarwal took up
his area of specialization is physics and teacher education. He has more than 30 years of job experience, both at the postgraduate and undergraduate level, administrative experience for more than 15 years. He was principal of RI Bhubaneswar, now is joint director, as you all know, of NCERT. More than 30 years of teaching experience and numbers of research papers both at the national and international level. He is also a registered research scholar. He is guiding research scholar of physics and education as well. And in addition to that, I also want to mention that he is a member secretary of NCF position paper of teacher education. As I have said to our chief guest also, even for the joint director, what I read out is very less. Their achievement is much more than this, and it's very inspiring and motivating to see their biodata. Now I take this again privilege of introducing today keynote speaker and the guest of honor, Dr. Shiv Prasad Agarwal, Director NESA. Dr. S.P. Agarwal is currently serving as the Director of Northeastern Space Application Center, NESA, Department of Space, Government of India. He has taken important initiative towards effective utilization of space and technology for various developmental activity of Northeastern region, such as natural resource management, infrastructure planning, disaster risk management, weather forecasting, satellite communication application, ICT-based and geo-governance related application. Prior to this assignment, he was the group head of Water Resource Department at India Institute of Remote Sensing, IIRS, ISRO, Dehradun. Dr. Agarwal is also a highly accomplished scientist in the field of remote sensing and GIS application in water resource management, disaster management, and climate change impact assessment, and at the same time he has immensely contributed in the capacity building and outreach program of ISRO. Dr. Agarwal contributed significantly to the United Nations Affiliated Center for Space Science and Technology Education in Asia and the Pacific. As program coordinator during 2016 and 2021 period, during this important assignment, he played a vital role in strengthening regional and international cooperation in capacity building in space science, technology, and application in the Asia-Pacific region. He interacted with different international organizations, UN agencies, foreign missions in India, and Indian mission abroad to organize academic programs for participation in the Asia-Pacific region. This program includes remote sensing and GIS, satellite communication, satellite meteorology and global climate, space and atmospheric science, and GNSS, conducted various ISRO and DOS Center, namely IIRS, Dehradun, and SSC and PRI, Ahmedabad. Dr. Agarwal is currently President of Indian Society of Remote Sensing, ISRS. He is also contributing to International Society of Photogrammetry and Remote Sensing as a chair of working group for Technical Commission during 2022 and 26. He served as a Secretary of Technical Commission 5 of ISPRS on Education and Outreach during 2016 and 21. He received several awards and honors. They are Eminent Engineer Award in 2014, conferred by the Institute of Engineers in India, President Appreciation Model for 2016 from the Indian Society of Remote Sensing, National Geospatial Award for Excellence for 2018, conferred by ISRS, National Award for E-Governance in 2022, Silver Medal for Excellence in Adopting Emerging Technologies, conferred by the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, Government of India. He is a Fellow of Institution of Engineers, the Indian Society of Remote Sensing, Indian Society of Geomatics, and the Indian Association of Hydrologists. He has more than 200 research publications in peer-reviewed, international and national and conference proceedings, and has supervised 26 MTech students and 5 PhD students. He has also authored 4 book chapters and 19 technical reports. So this is very less to what you have achieved. I think that will be more than this also. Very, very inspiring and very motivating. Once again, I welcome all the dignitaries and all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor E. Gambe, for introducing our dignitaries. So now I would like to call upon our keynote address speaker, Dr. S.P. Agarwal, Director NESAC, to kindly give us the keynote address.
Thank you and good morning to each and everyone present here. Namaste. Most respected our chief guest of the function, a learned scientist, a able administrator, Professor Prabhashankar Suklaji. It's an honor to present here with Professor Prabhashankar Sukla. He's a great person. Professor P.C. Agarwal, Joint Director of NCERT, and he has spoken a lot. Really, I'm impressed with his speech, talking about NEP 2020 and how NCERT is involved in implementing this very important program of Government of India. Most respected, beloved Professor Murat, Honorable Principal of this very important college or institute, NERIE, which is our neighbor. Yes. I'm happy that I can go to neighbor. Yes. So thank you. Distinguished program coordinator, 3 program coordinators sitting on the dais, faculty members of various colleges or NERIE, and dear conference participants. Indeed, it is my honor and privilege to stand before you today and talking something about very important topic, the topic which is from my heart actually. The topic given to me, and I appreciate, I don't know how they know that this topic is very close to my heart. The topic given to me is promoting scientific temperament and critical thinking. NEP 2020, a roadmap for future learners. Madam has given a great, big biodata of me. I don't know whether I deserve that CD or not, but yes, I have a 3-decade experience in teaching also. One thing I found common the NEP 2020 and Northeastern Space Application Center. And this surprise I will give you. The common thing is, the chairman of NEP 2020 or the person who drafted or chaired this draft committee, the person name is Dr. K. Kasturi, and he is the chair of the drafting committee of NEP 2020. When NECERT was established in 2000, that time chairman of ISRO and chairman of governing council of NECERT was Dr. K. Kasturi. So now you see the community. Probably that means the reason he called me as a keynote speaker. I don't know. Dr. K. Kasturi was visionary and also. Unfortunately, he is not here today with us. Last year only he died. He is a great person. He has been awarded with, that all three, Padam Shri, Padam Bhushan, Padam Vibhushan. Basically, for me, he is a Bharat Ratna. Because he is not only, nurtured the culture of scientific temperament in Indian Space Research Organization, but he has given a beautiful NEP document to this country, and this document is very, very important for this country. So, I thought what to speak today, because here all learned people are there. Professor P.C. Agrawal has very nicely explained about NEP. I can go talking about NEP and scientific temperament, but I thought the basic core of NEP 2020 is rote learning to inquiry-based learning. Am I right? Yes. So, let us today do not talk theoretically, let us be practical, let us be imaginative in my talk, and let us interact with you so that you will enjoy this keynote address. Otherwise, generally, keynote address are very boring. Okay? Fine. So, thank you for inviting me. But I will start. What is scientific temperament? And with a story. The story or anecdote. It's not a big story, it's an anecdote basically. A teacher once asked a class of 8-year-olds, a small story, 8 years old, what is the color of sunset? If I ask you, immediately you will say, and every student told red color. Sunset color is a red color, everybody knows. But there was a girl sitting backside and she told, sorry, sir, that sunset color is not only red. Sometimes it is red, yes I agree, but sometimes it is pink, sometimes it is orange, sometimes there is no sunset. Try to understand the answer of that girl. And she is having scientific temperament. We observe in general, it is necessary for scientific temperament, you have to observe very critically. And that's where critical thinking comes in the picture. And that is scientific temperament. I will tell you another anecdote. It's a small story. There was a ground in a school. There was one big tree. So a teacher, an innovative teacher, a teacher who always thought about scientific temperament, he took all his students to the ground and he fingered to this. What is this? All the students told, this is a tree. The teacher told, no, this is fine, this is a tree. Can you tell me more? So one of the students told, yes, this is the tree, this is the mango tree, because some mangoes were there. Okay, this is fine. Can you tell me something more? The other teacher told, the color of the tree is green. Okay, this is fine. So this is the tree, this is the mango tree, color of tree is green, fine. Tell me more. Then one more student told, some birds are sitting on that. Fine. So now this is added. One word, some birds are sitting. Another student told, the birds are this different kind of birds. These are the birds. Fine. Like that it continues for 1 hour. And this is the scientific temperament. This is the critical. So now you understand the basic of my topic, scientific temperament. That's how, dear educators, you can build a scientific temperament among your students. This is number one. Number two, I will quote here some of the great person, one of the great person in fact I want to tell. And this great person is none other than Abdul Kalam. Everybody knows was a great hero of this country. He was not only ISRO scientist, he was not only DRDO scientist, he was our honorable president also, and he was a great thinker. He always talked about that you have to ignite the minds. And NEP 2020 is basically to ignite the young minds. He told, dreams transform into thoughts, and thoughts result into action. So whatever you think, it should be in action. So it is important that we should go for critical thinking, clarity of reasoning, and courage to experiment. And these are the three things for scientific temperament. Now question arises, why is scientific temperament matters today? I'll come a little later about Indian ancient history, but let me talk something about this. Why scientific temperament? Look back. If you look at our ancient history, everybody was in this mood only, scientific temperament. They were curious. They were giving reasoning also. But because of we were ruled by various people in thousands of years, we lost this. We lost this reasoning. We always say yes sir. In British rule, we have to say yes sir. So we forget there is a concept of reasoning. There is a concept of logical discussion. We forget about it. It's a time that we have to think about it. So, lighting the spark of curiosity. This is very important today. NEP 2020 shifts our education culture from, as I told, rote memorization to inquiry and discovery. Now, let me draw a parallel. Everybody knows what is the difference between rote learning and inquiry-based learning. Try to understand, and you must have observed in your, when you become father or mother, you must have seen. I will tell you, and you will be surprised to know, this is known as inquiry-based learning or self-learning. What is that? Consider how children learn to walk. What he does or she does. She stands. She tries to move, but she falls. Again he stands. He tries to move, falls. Third or fourth time he learns how to walk.
As the Joint Director of the NCERT, he has been very kind with all the RIEs, and I should say, especially with the Northeast Regional Institute of Education. Sir has been very, very supportive, and because of him being there, many of our problems have been solved, and I thank him and I thank the Director of the NCERT for what we are going to see in the upcoming months and in the upcoming years. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us online. I've been told by the coordinators that today we have a group of 50 participants coming from across the country. We have participants from SCRT Chhattisgarh, whom we talked to in the morning, from Assam, from the other states. I'm sorry, I just cannot name all the states here, but wherever you are, I request you to stand so that we can see each one of you. So I request all the delegates of this conference to please stand wherever you are.
Delegates, all the delegates.
Yeah, please, all the delegates. Yeah, a big round of applause. Can the clap be louder for them? I know that this is the first time that they have come to the Northeast. Please, you may be seated. I know that this is the first time that you are here in NERIE in Shillong. On a personal note and on behalf of the Institute, I extend a very, very warm welcome to each one of you. To some of you, maybe you may be finding that the temperature is a bit cold. We have just dipped with the weather conditions here in Shillong, but nevertheless, in spite of the cold, though today it is not so cold, I tell you and I guarantee you that wherever you are in Shillong and in Meghalaya, you can breathe fresh air. This is what we have to offer you now, and along with this also comes the scenic beauty all around. Thank you very much. I know you have traveled long distances to be here in this place, and I hope that from our side we will be able to make your stay comfortable and also memorable. So therefore, to all the delegates who are here and to all the delegates who will be joining us tomorrow, I extend a very hearty welcome to each one of you. Amidst the gathering, we have with us the faculty members. We have Professor Subhash Chandra Roy, who is the Dean Instruction and also who heads the Department of Education. We have the other heads of the different departments, of the 4 departments that we have here in the Institute, the faculty members, the senior ones and the ones who have just joined. A very, very warm welcome to each one of you, because I know that you also play a part in this, in presenting your papers, and I wish that all these sessions that we will be having, they are going to be meaningful and productive. So therefore, over these 2 days, we look forward to insightful presentations, thought-provoking discussions, and meaningful exchanges that will enrich our understanding of the theme and stimulate further for research and collaboration. I am confident, and we are also all very confident, that the deliberations of this conference will contribute significantly to the ongoing discourse in the field of school education and teacher education. I would also like to acknowledge the hard work of the 3 coordinators who are here on the dais, and to the different committees, to the staff, to everyone here in NERIE for contributing to see that the 2-day conference will be a success. So therefore, once again, I extend a warm and a heartfelt welcome to each one of you. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for warmly welcome our delegates, our dignitaries, and also the delegates from across the country, and also the faculty, staff, and students, and also for highlighting on the recommendations of NEP 2020 and its implementation. So now I will moving on. I would just like to briefly share on the background of the 2-day national conference. So to begin with, the main objective of this national conference is to come together in this platform to deliberate and discuss on the implementation of NEP 2020. So such a platform is essential for a deep, comprehensive on the policies, provisions, challenges and benefits. So the deliberations during the national conference will be based primarily on the transformative reforms, on recommendations which has been envisaged in the NEP 2020 and its implementation towards Viksit Bharat 2047. So it is also very, it is overwhelming to share with you all that we have received a number of 220 papers from across the country. And it was very tough on our part to screen and to shortlist the papers for presentation. So for this, we have 2 levels of screening the papers. The first level is through faculty screening, and the second level is through plagiarism test. So based on these 2 selections criteria, we have selected 95 papers, out of which we have now at present 75 papers to present in these 2 days national conference. So those paper presenters whose papers have been shortlisted and accepted, you are very lucky. Out of the 220 papers, you have been shortlisted and you are able to come and present your paper here. Till yesterday, I still got phone calls, I'm telling you, from paper presenters from across the country to requesting if they can be part of this national conference, but we are very sorry because we cannot accommodate too many paper presenters. So with the quality of papers which has been shortlisted in this, in our national conference, so I have full confidence, and I also hope that the deliberations and the suggestions that will come out of each and every technical sessions will be for quality school and teacher education in our country. And may this 2-day national conference be a fruitful one. So with this is just a brief background on the 2-day national conference. So with this brief background, I now request our patron of the national conference, our Joint Director, Professor P.C. Agarwal sir, to kindly address us. Please, sir.
Thank you. I think I am audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes.
You are audible,
So, esteemed
sir.
Chair of the conference, Principal, Madam, Professor Floret Dakar, the Chief Guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor of NEHU and Chairperson of Management Committee of NERIE Shillong, Professor Prabhat Shankar Shukla ji, Dr. S. P. Agarwal ji, Director, Northeast Space Application Center, the keynote speaker, the coordinators, my colleagues from NERIE Shillong, dear delegates, friends, students, and outside, I would like to congratulate NERIE Shillong for organizing this 2-day conference on NEP 2020, and we all know that we are working on it from its launch in public domain on 29 July 2020. 5 years we have completed, and NCERT is translating it in words in its spirit. We all know that NEP 2020 is a very good document for all of, a guiding document for all of us, and this is the first national policy on education in 21st century, picking our aspirations, ambitions, and requirements of the 21st century. We all know that NEP 2020 is divided into 4 major sections. The first section is on school education, consisting of 8 chapters, and on higher education, 11 chapters, and making it happen. Last 3 chapters, and in between, we have some key concern areas, other focus areas. And NCERT has started working right from the beginning, and NCERT was interested to bring 4 curriculum frameworks. 2 are already in public domain. National Curriculum Framework for Foundational Stage came on 20th October 22, and National Curriculum Framework on School Education on 23rd August 23. 2 more, NCF, National Curriculum on Teacher Education, in consultation with NCTE, is in pipeline, and we are expecting that shortly it will be in public domain. And on the 4th curriculum framework, that it has become our policies and about education for all, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, we want that every child that should be in school, education should be in school, and that for that even RT gives us a scope. And when we are conceptualizing or when we are envisioning that our country should become the economic power, the knowledge superpower, then education for people, quality education is very, very important. We all know that NEP is based on 5 guiding principles. Access, education should be accessible to all. It should be able, should be providing with opportunities, and quality education we are talking about, and we should be affordable education and accountable also. We should produce the accountable global citizens. The education policy aspires that we are not only expecting that our children should become educated, rather they should become global citizens, good human beings, confident, capable, able leaders of the masses. And for that, we have signed on SDG 4.0. India government has adopted on that. For that, talking of equitable education and lifelong learning for all. So first time we are emphasizing on adult education, and in the line of implementing NEP 2020, we have ahead and have opened CNCL Center for Literacy, which is talking about, or which is in consideration, or which is taking care of adults. So we will talk about legal literacy, financial literacy, digital literacy. All these are very important for adults also, because there are so many cyber crimes and they are not speaking. They are not able to pop up with the things of the present era. So everyone's education is very, very important, and that's why we talk about lifelong learning. And this time, this NEP is talking about the curricular and pedagogical structure that is new one, and that is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. This is curricular and pedagogical structure, meaning thereby smart, different type of curriculum designs for the staging, and different type of pedagogies are there. But this does not mean that there are applications in the Go system. So for the first time, foundation stage even so emphasizes the age group 3 to 8. That is very important, because we know the mental mapping or structure takes place. 50% will be sick. So we should have this potential which orient them right at the beginning. And they should learn, play through activity, through quizzes. That's why if they get there are no books. They will be having only activity type of books. And that's why we say that flexible methods, multi-level methods, play methods, stories, sports, all these are important. So we are looking at innovative pedagogy stage-wise, and when the transition takes from first stage foundational to preparatory, it should be a smooth transition. There should not be abrupt change. So these 4 stages are very, very important, and that's why NCERT has developed Jadui Pitara. Even E version is also there, Jadui Pitara. There are 53 items where students can play with these, and they can develop their literacy and numeracy skills, because our importance, the focus basically is on literacy and numeracy. Unless literacy and numeracy are up to the level, we cannot expect that the children will be able to better in any area of education, higher education, veterinary, agriculture, medical, whatever education it is. Numeracy are very, very, that's why foundational literacy and numeracy we are talking about, and Government of India has launched scheme Nipun Bharat, national initiative for literacy in reading with understanding and numeracy. So basic mathematical operations and language is very, very important. That's why for the first time, Government of India and NCERT, they are emphasizing on all the languages. We all know that NCERT has brought out, based on these curriculum frameworks and new syllabus, has brought out already textbooks for classes from up to 8. From 1 to 8, because in foundation stage, for age group from 3 to 6, there are no books. So books, handbooks, teaching books are being taught by the NCERT. We are working now on handbooks for the same classes. Then question banks, exemplary materials, lab manuals, all these are in the pipeline. And the important thing is, all the books are being translated in 22 languages. Language should not be barrier. This NEP wants that no any barrier should be there. silos we have to break. There should not be any separation of and mixed stream in extracurricular areas. We all know in STEAM, science, art. So we have to break the watertight part silos so that it is there. And for that, three basic subjects or three basic curricular areas have also been introduced, and those we all know that health and well-being. Health, we are not talking only about physical health, mental health is very important, social health is also very, very important. So we want that there should be holistic development. So we are working on that. Books have been translated already into 22 languages and more. We know that the tribal languages also. We have to take care of those children, those are from that background. And that's why NCERT is bringing up primers also, sir, so that those languages can be connected with these 22 languages. And I think we all are aware that so far NCERT has brought out more than 120 primers. 100 primers. The first two primers were developed in RA Bhubaneswar as a principal on UV and this year. So we are able to connect now tribal students which would feel in mainstream whenever they are in class, language will not become barrier. That's why about multilingualism. So because our classrooms are multilingual classrooms, once I visited the native level president, Rairampu, in one class of 12-13 students were there from 8 different language backgrounds. So we need to address the requirement of students. That's why primers are very, very important. And this time, we believe that though we were working earlier also, but now we are updating our curriculum also. Our curriculum should not be static one, it is dynamic, and that's why NCERT is developing continuously modules also. And so far we have developed nearly 20 modules, 20 to 30 different themes, for example, Operation Sindhu, Tiranga, on such, even on green nuclear energy. These modules we are developing so that our students, they are well aware that what is happening in the world, and they should be informed, should feel that there is no gap. NCERT also developed, we all know that last year Vidya Samiksha came. So here we have a place, we know that what is happening, in which school, what is going on, what students are doing for that. Even achievement survey is also conducted by NCERT, we know. Because now in competency-based education, even in higher education, we define program by course learning outcomes. We say this is outcome-based education. So here, we should know for every child that child in school 5, where he is lacking, and this RBS is providing Vidya has complete data, even on assessment also, that where students are doing with competency, they are not doing well. We all know that our NCFs and NEP is talking about curricular aims, curricular goals, competencies and learning outcomes. Even for the first time in National Curriculum Frameworks, there is a space for full institute culture and practice. What type of cultural practices are there in this school? We should feel connected with our Indian ethos, traditions, and our cultural heritage. Unless we feel connected, there will be a gap, we will not try to do much. Similarly, when we propose assessment, I will not permit me to speak more. NEP is suggesting that we should have National Assessment Center, and NCERT already initiated that. That is correct, we say now, that performance assessment, review and analysis for holistic development of knowledge. So correct has already been established. Few meetings have already been held that we establish equivalence of among boards. There are more than 6 boards, there is state boards, education boards, different boards, international boards, national boards. Equivalence must be there, because when we talk about flexibility in school system, when we talk about credit framework, then students should be able to move from one school to another having different boards, and that will be only possible when equivalence among the boards is established. Equivalence among the universities is only there with multiple exit, multiple entry. 2 courses from one institute, 2 courses from other institute are important. We have to have industry, academia, interaction, collaboration on the board of study, those people, so that we will be able to provide. the skills, be able to upskill, reskill the children so that they will be compatible as per the requirements of the industry. For that, our PSSCIE, one of the constituents of NCERT Convention Sharma, of Institute of Vocational Education is working on, and very recently we have launched Career Advisor App, so that a child is able to find out that what type of jobs, what type of careers for him, for her are there. This NEP is given to nurture a child, his requirement as per his ambitions, aspirations, and so we have to identify the area of excellence, area of interest of the child, and we have to add value to that. Courses should be like that. So when we talk about NEP, we can see that new initiatives, new horizons, new aspirations are provided by the NEP. This is for us that how we implement it. Implementation part is very, very important, and that is why Madam was just saying that ongoing discourse, implementation or deliberations will be taking place in this conference in the 2 days, and actually we will be able to find out further way forward that how we can implement or how we can move forward to implement effectively the left out part of the NEP. For that, I will advise all deliberates students that Government of India has already brought out in 2 volumes with documents called SARTHAK. They have given timelines, its tasks to different organizations, different regulatory bodies, UGC, AICT, NCT, NCERT, that how they have to implement, and we are meeting with those timelines benchmarks. Still, we have to publish, we have to bring textbooks of 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. And for the first time, language is addressed in a beautiful way, in a very liberal way that states or even institutes can opt for the languages as per their requirement. There is no any restriction, there is no any constraint. But the education to the primary level should be provided to mother tongue, preferably even up to 8, and even foreign languages we can go for. And for that, ODL mode we can adopt, open distance learning, blended learning. So when we talk about pedagogies as per NEP, experience learning is given importance. We want that curricular load should be reduced, but at the same time, our children, they should become, they should be able to think, act, react, reflect, think critically, politically, they should be able to solve problems. So this should be well-equipped 21st century skills so that they are enthusiastic, competent, and are able to contribute to next need. So vocational education also integrating well was what SBI and PSCI is working hard on this. We want that the students should be able to add in the development of their skills. So that NCERT is working hard. We are also collaborating with NCT because we are working on teacher education. I would like to congratulate NEP that they are working hard in the region. They are hand-holding states for teacher education. Teacher education, they are providing good teachers to the region, role model teachers, and shortly they will be going for, because right now they are having B.Ed domain, and shortly they will be going for ITAP from the last next session. I think they are going to start giving demonstration multiple school as we are having in other schools, which are actually the exemplary schools, the role model schools for others. So Madam Dakar is working hard on it. I am very hopeful that from April of the next session, we will be able to at least Balvatika, at least early childhood education in our DM school, which will be in NERIE, situated located in NERIE. And actually, Madam usually speaks about the Vice Chancellor of the NEM, that he is very cooperative, he provides his guidance all the time. But really, we are very thankful that you are giving your full support to our NERIE, and that's why NERIE is able to do good work, set milestones, and definitely they'll be bringing up with ITAP and Balvatika and DM school also. And really the keynote address speaker, because I have heard about him, that this campus is very near to NERIE Shillong, and he is also contributing much in terms of providing support as and when required, and definitely today he will be enlightening all of us with his words of wisdom. Really, NEP is giving us a lot to do. Being in NCERT, I request all the faculty members that they should feel that this is an opportunity for national service, and they have been chosen by the Almighty, was working hard to facilitate others. The school education very meaningful, because unless teacher education is we cannot expect that any type of education will be quality education, an education which will be aspirational education. So this is an opportunity for us, and in school education we are very open. We all the time invite suggestions also. We want feedback on our textbook, textual material, on other material we are developed. We are very open, and communicating to our material, definitely those suggestions which be useful, meaningful for the society will be given space in our next versions of material. We have already developed holistic progress card for assessment. We have developed so many things. I request all the though we be working on some special student will be deliberating on some special issue, topic. But I request them to visit, to browse the material developed by NCERT, because we all can. Only when we join together, all of us, we can bring visible change, impactable change. We all are concerned about our education system. Being NCERT as an apex advisory body for policies and programs in the matter of school education up to 12, which is very important, other educations. Your contribution, your suggestions can be path-breaking, and that is why this conference was given to the NERIE Shillong, because in that region what is happening, what people are thinking, what is happening in country, we should know and we should be able to contribute. With these words only, I have taken, I think, longer time than I was given. But really, I am very happy that this academic discourse is there and will be coming up with a good instinct that how we should move and how even in higher education we can bring change, how our school education can be linked with the higher education. There should not be any gap in higher education. School education should get to provide platform or provide the ingredients so that our higher education will be very important and good and quality for our children. With these words, I thank organizers, especially to the principal coordinators, for giving me opportunity and for organizing this event. And we will definitely publish the outcome of this conference so that it will be disseminated all the different stakeholders. सभी को मेरा नमस्कार, धन्यवाद.
Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightened words. And yes, without a doubt, the NEP 2020 has introduced sweeping changes across various aspects of education, building on the pillars of access, equity, quality, affordability, and accountability. Sir, thank you for also highlighting on the various initiatives which NCERT has taken up the NEP 2020 forward and its recommendation. And yes, sir, we are hopeful that within a short span of time we will be able to open up the DM school and the Bal Vatika Center. And we are also hopeful to bring up a publication out of this two-day national conference. So thank you, sir, once again. So now I would like to call upon Professor E. Gangme to kindly give us a brief introduction of our dignitaries, that is our chief guest, our joint director and the keynote address speaker.
Namaste and a very good morning to all of us. Honorable Professor Prabha Shankar Shukla, Vice Chancellor, Northeastern Hill University, and the chief guest, Joint Director NCERT, patron and the chairperson of this inaugural session, Professor P.C. Agarwal, keynote speaker, Dr. S.P. Agarwal, NESAC Director, who is a guest of honor also, Principal NERIE Shillong, Professor F.G. Dakar, the coordinator, Professor Bala, Dr. Basansi, Dean of Instruction, Head of Department, all faculty members, delegates and paper presenter, dear students, I am extremely honored and privileged to give an introduction to our dignitaries today. So, I would like to first of all introduce the chief guest of this inaugural session, Professor Prabha Shankar Shukla, Vice Chancellor, Northeastern Hill University. Professor Prabha Shukla is an eminent scientist specializing in seed science and technology with over 20 years of experience in teaching and research. A distinguished scientist in agriculture, specializing in seed science and technology. Before serving as Vice Chancellor of NEHU, he served as a professor at G.P. Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Uttarakhand. Strong proponent of holistic education, aligning with the National Education Policy 2020. He emphasized integration of research and teaching, digital learning, and social engagement. In 2024, he was elected to be the Executive Council of the Association of Commonwealth of University, ACU, indicating his role in global higher education cooperation. Professor Prabha Shankar Shukla was awarded with Higher Education Award by Golden Signature Foundation, New Delhi. He was also awarded the Elite Academic Award in 2022 by AIEEE at its Global Conference on Computing, Power and Communication Technology. Professor Prabha Shankar Shukla represents Northeastern Hill University at India-Africa Seed Summit in 2025 in Hyderabad, wherein he emphasized the potential of Northeast in agriculture, in the area of agriculture and horticulture, and its sustainable growth. For more than 3 decades, he has taught, guided more than 20 MSc students and 6 PhD scholars, and contributed immensely to research. He has been an investigator in several research projects. He also played a key administrative roles, for example, in seed production at G.P. Pant University. He has numerous published work, both at the international and national level, more than 50 articles, 17 chapters, plus book and technical manual. He has been recognized by various organizations for his contribution to agricultural science at the national and international level. What I have written out may be very less. His achievement is much more than this, and it's very inspiring to see his biodata. Once again, sir, I join the principal and the coordinator in welcoming you as the chief guest of this inaugural session. I take the privilege to briefly introduce our Joint Director, National Council of Educational Research and Training, Professor P.C. Agarwal, His area of specialization is physics and teacher education. He has more than 30 years of job experience, both at the postgraduate and undergraduate level. Administrative experience for more than 15 years. He was principal of RI Bhubaneswar. Now he's joint director, as we all know, of NCERT. More than 30 years of teaching experience and numbers of research papers both at the national and international level. He's also a registered research scholar. He is guiding research scholar of physics and education as well. And in addition to that, I also want to mention that he is a member secretary of NCF position paper of teacher education. As I have said for our chief guest also, even for the joint director, what I read out is very less. Their achievement is much more than this and is very inspiring and motivating to see their biodata. Now I take this again privilege of introducing to the keynote speaker and the guest of honor, Dr. Shiv Prasad Agarwal, Director NESA. Dr. S.P. Agarwal is currently serving as the Director of Northeastern Space Application Center, NESA, Department of Space, Government of India. He has taken important initiative towards effective utilization of space and technology for various developmental activity of Northeastern region, such as natural resource management, infrastructural planning, disaster risk management, weather forecasting, satellite communication application, ICT-based and geo-governance related application. Prior to this assignment, he was the group head of Water Resource Department at India Institute of Remote Sensing, IIRS, ISRO, Dehradun. Dr. Agarwal is also a highly accomplished scientist in the field of remote sensing and GIS application in water resource management, disaster management, and climate change impact assessment, and at the same time he has immensely contributed in the capacity building and outreach program of ISRO. Dr. Agarwal contributed significantly to the United Nations Affiliated Center for Space Science and Technology Education in Asia and the Pacific. As program coordinator during 2016 and 2021 period, during this important assignment, he played a vital role in strengthening regional and international cooperation in capacity building in space science, technology, and application in the Asia-Pacific region. He interacted with different international organizations, UN agencies, foreign missions in India, and Indian mission abroad to organize academic program for participation in the Asia-Pacific region. These programs include remote sensing and GIS, satellite communication, satellite meteorology and global climate, space and atmospheric science, and GNSS, conducted various ISRO and DOS center, namely IIRS, Dehradun, and SSC and PRI, Ahmedabad. Dr. Agarwal is currently President of Indian Society of Remote Sensing, ISRS. He is also contributing to International Society of Photogrammetry and Remote Sensing as a chair of Working Group for Technical Commission during 2022 and 26. He served as a Secretary of Technical Commission 5 of ISPRS on Education and Outreach during 2016 and 21. He received several awards and honors. They are Eminent Engineer Award in 2014, conferred by the Institute of Engineers in India, President Appreciation Model for 2016 from the Indian Society of Remote Sensing, National Geospatial Award for Excellence for 2018 conferred by ISRS, National Award for E-Governance in 2022, Silver Medal for Excellence in Adopting Emerging Technologies conferred by the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, Government of India. He is a fellow of Institution of Engineers, the Indian Society of Remote Sensing, Indian Society of Geometric, and the Indian Association of Hydrologists. He has more than 200 research publications in peer review, international and national and conference proceeding, and has supervised 26 MTech students and 5 PhD students. He has also authored 4 book chapters and 19 technical reports. So this is very less to what you have achieved. I think that will be more than this also. Very, very inspiring and very motivating. Once again, I welcome all the dignitaries and all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor E. Gamme, for introducing our dignitaries. So now I would like to call upon our keynote address speaker, Dr. S.P. Agarwal, Director NESAC, to kindly give us the keynote address. Please, sir.
Thank you and good morning to each and everyone present here. Namaste. Most respected our chief guest of the function, a learned scientist, a able administrator, Professor Prabhashankar Shukla ji. It's honor to present here with Professor Prabhashankar Shukla. He's a great person. Professor P.C. Agrawal, Joint Director of NCERT, and he has spoken a lot. Really, I'm impressed with his speech, talking about NEP 2020 and how NCERT is involved in implementing this very important, program of Government of India. Most respected, beloved Professor Florent Dakar, Honorable Principal of this very important college or institute, NERIE, which is our neighbor. Yes. I'm happy that I have got a good neighbor. So thank you. Distinguished program coordinator, 3 program coordinators sitting on the dais, faculty members of various colleges or NERIE, and dear conference participants. Indeed, it is my honor and privilege to stand before you today and talking something about very important topic, the topic which is from my heart actually. The topic given to me, and I appreciate, I don't know how they know that this topic is very close to my heart. The topic given to me is promoting scientific temperament and critical thinking. NEP 2020, a roadmap for future learners. Madam has given a great, big biodata of me. I don't know whether I deserve that CV or not, but yes, I have a 3-decade experience in teaching also. One thing I found common in NEP 2020 and Northeastern Space Application Center, and this surprise I will give you. The common thing is the chairman of NEP 2020 or the person who drafted or chaired this draft committee, the person name is Dr. K. Kasturirangan, and he is the chair of the drafting committee of NEP 2020. When NESAC was established in 2000, that time chairman of ISRO and chairman of governing council of NESAC was Dr. K. Kasturirangan. So now you see the community movement too. Probably that may be the reason you called me as a keynote speaker. I don't know. Dr. K. Kasturirangan was visionary and unfortunately he is not here today with us. Last year only he died. He's a great person. He has been awarded with, all 3, Padam Shri, Padam Bhushan, Padam Vibhushan. Basically for me he is a Bharat Ratna. Because he is not only, nurtured the culture of scientific temperament in Indian Space Research Organization, But he has given a beautiful NEP document to this country, and this document is very, very important for Viksit Bharat. So, I thought what to speak today, because here all learned people are there. Professor P.C. Agrawal has very nicely explained about NEP. I can go talking about NEP and scientific temperament, but I thought the basic core of NEP 2020 is rote learning to inquiry-based learning. Am I right? Yes. So, let us today do not talk theoretically, let us be practical, let us be imaginative in my talk, and let us interact with you so that you will enjoy this keynote address. Otherwise, generally, keynote addresses are very boring. Okay? Fine. So, thank you for inviting me. But I will start. What is scientific temperament? And with a story. The story or anecdote. It's not a big story, it's an anecdote basically. A teacher once asked a class of 8-year-olds, a small student, 8 years old, what is the color of sunset? If I ask you, immediately you will say, and every student told red color. Sunset color is a red color, everybody knows. But there was a girl sitting backside and she told, sorry sir, that sunset color is not only red. Sometimes it is red, yes I agree, but sometimes it is pink, sometimes it is orange, sometimes there is no sunset. Try to understand the answer of that girl. And she is having scientific temperament. We observe in general, it is necessary for scientific temperament, you have to observe very critically. And that's where critical thinking comes in the picture. And that is scientific temperament. I'll tell you another anecdote. This is a small story. There was a ground in a school. There was one big tree. So a teacher, an innovative teacher, a teacher who always thought about scientific temperament, he took all his students to the ground and he fingered to this, what is this? All students told, this is a tree. Then teacher told, no, this is fine, this is a tree. Can you tell me more? So one of the students told, yes, this is the tree, this is a mango tree, because some mangoes were there. Okay, this is fine. Can you tell me something more? The other teacher told, the color of the tree is green. Okay, this is fine. So this is the tree, this is the mango tree, color of tree is green, fine. Tell me more. Then one more student told, some birds are sitting on that. Fine. So now this is added. One word, some birds are sitting. Another student told, the birds are the different kind of birds. These are the birds. Fine. Like that it continued for 1 hour. And this is the scientific temperament. This is the critical. So now you understand the basic of my topic, scientific temperament. That's how, dear educators, you can build a scientific temperament among your students. This is number one. Number two, I will quote here some of the great person, one of the great person in fact I want to tell. And this great person is none other than Abdul Kalam. Everybody knows he was a great hero of this country. He was not only ISRO scientist, he was not only DRDO scientist, he was our Honorable President also. And he was a great thinker. He always talked about that you have to ignite the minds. And NEP 2020 is basically to ignite the young minds. He told, dreams transform into thoughts and thoughts result into action. So whatever you think, it should be in action. So it is important that we should go for critical thinking, clarity of reasoning, and courage to experiment. And these are the three things for scientific temperament. The question arises, why is scientific temperament matters today? I'll come a little later about Indian ancient history, but let me talk something about this. Why scientific temperament? Look back. If you look at our ancient history, everybody was in this mood only, scientific temperament. They were curious. They were giving reasoning also. But because of we were ruled by various people in thousands of years, we lost this scientific temperament. We lost this reasoning. We always say yes sir. In British rule, we have to say yes sir. So we forget there is a concept of reasoning. There is a concept of logical discussion. We forget about it. It's a time that we have to think about it. So, lighting the spark of curiosity. This is very important today. NEP 2020 shift our education culture from, as I told, rote memorization to inquiry and discovery. Now, let me draw a parallel. Everybody knows what is the difference between rote learning and inquiry-based learning. Try to understand, and you must have observed in your, when you become father or mother, you must have seen, I will tell you, and you will be surprised to know, this is known as inquiry-based learning or self-learning. What is that? Consider how children learn to walk. What he does or she does. She stands. She tries to move or she falls. Again he stands. He tries to move, falls. Third or fourth time he learned how to walk. And this is the inquiry-based learning or query-based learning or curiosity-based learning. You have to learn by yourself. This is very, very important. So, NEP 2020 encourage. Of course, Professor P.C. Agrawal has told, but I want to tell you few points I have noted down. It encourages observation. Your observation should be very important, very critical. Second is exploration. Third is experiment. Fourth is field visits. Fifth is STEM clubs. Now it become very popular nowadays in our country. In other countries it is always there, but in our country there are STEM clubs. Okay? Then robotics, coding, project-based learning, environmental awareness. So these are the few things which I took out from NEP 20. It encourages basically these concepts. In schools, in educations, this is very important. Think for observation. Think for experiment. Go to the field. You are teaching something, go to the field. Tell the students, this is what I was telling them. Okay? Why that sky is blue? Why water is blue? Why tree is green? You have to tell in detail. In fact, in remote sensing, there is a very fundamental law. I can tell you one very interesting thing about remote sensing. You know that from sky or from sun or from everywhere we are getting many kind of lights. If you look at the wave spectrum, it's so huge. Let us say this much. And how much I can see? I can see equal to 1 point only, this much. Now light is coming up to this wavelength, but I can see only this wavelength. It means beyond that I cannot see. For example, I cannot see infrared. Can I see? You are teachers, you know that. I cannot see. But when I say I cannot see means human being cannot see. There is a possibility an animal can see that. He cannot see blue color, but he can see infrared. So there are some instruments which can see infrared. So I will tell you a very interesting thing. Tree, if you look, tree looks to be green. Everybody will say tree is green. But if you look with infrared camera, tree is not green. Imagine an animal is having, or let us say some alien is coming. He is having eye which can see only infrared. For him, tree is not green. Tree is red. Tree is red. Madam, I can show you, come to my office, I can show you. Tree is red. If you have only one, you can see only one color. So you can see, you have to think beyond out of box. Something is there, you don't know. It is there. So tell your students that look into something else also. One more example I can give about this spark of curiosity, of critical thinking. One teacher in a school, what he did, there was a whiteboard, in that he put a piece of paper and he put one dot. And told every student, write one page on this dot. Now, do you feel everybody will write same thing? No. If teacher will say something, they will write one thing only. But suppose 40 students are there, I am sure every student will write differently for this particular dot. And this is the critical thinking. You have to generate that. You know Aryabhatta? This is another, I was telling that let us go ancient. If you look at our ancient, very famous, says that when Britishers came here and he told in India in 17th century, it is very difficult to rule India because every Indian is a doctor. Every Indian is so educated. You may be aware, dear teachers, you may be aware that in 17th century, what is the GDP of India? You know that? Are you aware about it? GDP of India in 17th century was 25% of the world. And today what is the GDP? 2% or 3%. Today US is having 24% of GDP. We consider greatest country. But in 17th century, India was having 25% of GDP. Why? Because Indian culture is basically having scientific temperament, critical thinking. Aryabhatta, but nobody thought, everybody was thinking, if it was not told to you, you will also feel that sun is moving from east to west. We are stable. So earth is, stationary and sun is moving, sun is making circuit around the earth. But that time, 1500 years before, Aryabhatta thought no. He estimated that earth is revolving around us. Out of box thinking, totally different. That type of thinking was there earlier. You know who was that first surgeon of this world? Sushruta, from India only. India was having that culture, but we lost that culture. It is the right time to rejuvenate that culture of reasoning, of curiosity, of logical thinking. This is the right time to do that. Another very important thing in this, which generally in ISRO also we used to tell, there is not the time to work in silos. Nobody can win if you work in silos, whether you are an educator or scientist. Especially scientist cannot win. He cannot discover anything. So break in silos. This is very, very important. And the concept is the power of multidisciplinary learning. And that's the very basic core of NEP 2020. So NEP 2020 encourages students to combine subjects freely. Why? Because innovation happens at the intersection of disciplines. Now, I will put one example of Chandrayaan 3. Chandrayaan 3 is a classical example of integration of all technologies. A chemical engineer was using that, a mechanical engineer was using that, a computer science person is using that, a civil engineer was using that, even a psychologist, physical expert is using that. Okay, a cameraman was also using that. Here is also cameraman, there also one cameraman. Artificial intelligence was very big thing in Chandrayaan 3. You know that if you remember Chandrayaan 3 launch, luckily Professor Prabhasankar Shukla is aware about it. I am lucky person. When Chandrayaan 3 was landing, I was there at the control center of ISRO in Bengaluru. I was lucky that I was there. If you recollect the day, I am sure everybody must have wished it. If you recollect the day, it was coming down and it was hovering. Why it was hovering? Because we planned that it should settle the place, it should be flat. And moon, especially south pole of the moon, it is very undulating. So, we have put one camera and two cameras we put. It was taking a 3D of that area. And wherever we find best flat places, he first saw that within few seconds, he could able to realize it's the right place to land and it landed safely. It's the AI. So AI is another very important thing, it's a buzzword. So technology is accelerator for this. Now, so what I want to tell you, for example, future biologist, for example, he should have a knowledge of coding. A future artist may need knowledge of psychology, isn't it? Artist he should have a knowledge of psychology. Then only he can make a very beautiful, picture. An engineer, he should understand ethics, because generally engineers are considered to be useless people as a human being. I'm sorry, maybe engineer, I am also engineer, but as a human being they were considered. But now ethics is very important for engineers, moral, all these things. So combination of subject is there. In USA, if you see, anybody in India also it was introduced that you can have a major of one subject, for example civil engineering, but you can take one minor also like computer science. In India also this concept has increased. But in USA the concept is one part of PhD you can do in one discipline, second part you can do some other. So this multidisciplinary concept is there in NEP 2020. Critical thinking, in fact I am telling a lot about it. Now one classical example, there is a teacher in Maharashtra, I will introduce to you. He introduced a question hour in his class. Simple a question hour, every Friday. He put one question hour, 1 hour only, question hour. In that, he has told, first of all, there is no question which is stupid. He told his student, whatever you feel, you ask. I will not tell it's a stupid question. In fact, in our country, I was also a child. Many times I used to be afraid to ask the question to the teacher, because he will ask, the teacher will say, what is stupid question? But this teacher, he has introduced in Maharashtra, question hour, no stupid question. And he realized that sometimes students ask so good questions that he was not aware, he doesn't have answer for it. And in this process, they have opened up his mind, and he also improved his teaching skills. He also learned a lot. So this is exactly the kind of environment NEP 2020 is looking for. Now, let me come to the introduction of technology in classes. Professor P.C. Agarwal already told, but I put some lines like virtual science lab. In every college there should be a virtual science lab. It is mandatory now. Think about it. Find out. You suppose, for example, we are going to some science museum, and there we find, you must have visited some science museum, Delhi or any place, and you are moving, and you will find one place, there is a weight, your weight in different planet. You go to Earth, exactly the same. You go to moon, you will feel happy, okay, I am very light, 1/6 of the weight of you. Like you are 60 kg, there you become 10 kg. You go to the Jupiter place, you will find weight is high. This is the labs actually you can create. In place of that, if you have a virtual lab, in computer itself you put yourself. You are going inside of a computer. There's a virtual. And you are standing over these. Just one example. Newton's law, if you have a virtual example. Thermodynamics law, if you have a virtual example. Magnet laws, if you have a virtual example. Student will understand very quickly. I can quote one example. It's my habit to read nowadays. Webinar is very, very, popular. It's my habit to go to the different sites of different colleges. Once I was looking for MIT, and I was interested in this AI class, artificial intelligence, which is my favorite subject. So I was having one lecture. I thought there is a lecture. So the lecture initially started by none other than Bill Gates, and he was speaking very nicely. I was impressed. Then suddenly the actual teacher came. He told, whatever you saw, it is through virtual. And I was surprised. I was hearing as if Bill Gates is speaking, talking about Microsoft and genesis of Microsoft and how it started and all these things. But actually it is virtual. Can't we have this virtual? Can't we have Professor Prabhasarnar Shukla today stand here only, like me, virtually? You will enjoy that. Okay? So virtual lab is very, very important. Second is the simulated experiment. That is the second thing which is very important. I cannot go in detail all these things. Drones, robotics, AI-based personalized learning, coding and computational thinking, digital libraries, they were very popular. Then online science exhibitions. Can we have online science exhibitions? Probably NERIE can think into it for other people. NCERT can think into it. I'm sure they must be thinking about it. So these are the few things which I thought I should tell you. Now let me come to the few last point. The role of values and ethics. In teaching, this is most important. We have forgotten. I recollect in 1970, when I was in class 1, there was one teacher, every day in the evening he used to come for 5 minutes and he used to tell us about the morals. What he used to tell us, I heard there are some people from UP also. So let me tell in Hindi also, because I am also from UP. Okay. So, वो हमसे कहता था कि देखिए सुबह उठते ही माँ बाप के पैर छुइए, बड़ों की बात मानिए, you have to obey senior people, touch the feet of your parents, okay, always tell truth, never speak lie. My teacher used to tell me. I don't know nowadays in the school this moral is there or not. It is the high time to introduce moral values and ethics of this teaching, of education. In fact, I can quote one, and this I like, Einstein. Though Einstein is not from our country. Einstein told once, science without religion is lame, and religion without science is blind. It's a time to mix both. It's time to mix value and ethics to the science. So in that direction, we should start working on it. So then, what should be the roadmap for the future? So what does the future learner look like? They are like a student of, I think very classical example I want to give you. You must have heard about Atal Tinkering Labs across India. Our future learners should follow this concept. Atal Tinkering Labs across India. Like these labs provide building drones, designing sensors, innovative low-cost medical devices, solving real community problems. Our learners should be like that. I can quote one more example. Always link your education with the society. One topic was given by Duke University of USA to one of the students that generate a autonomous car. Autonomous car means driverless car. So he developed a chip, he developed a program, and he ran the car very nicely. It was stopping whenever people were there and stopping in the campus, and when they are not there, it is moving. But then his teacher, his guide told, talk to the traffic police. Demonstrate your autonomous car to the traffic police. They only can tell you. So this is how you have to link your innovations to the community. So this is where we have to have a future learner. This is the roadmap for the future learner. Now, let me come to the concluding part. A vision for India, a thinking nation. I want a thinking nation. I am retiring next year. Now I am retiring, but I tell you I want a thinking nation. Let me end with a powerful quote from Dr. C.V. Raman. Everybody knows. Questions are the doorways to the discovery. Questions are the doorways to the discovery. So ask questions. In NEP 2020 succeeds, if NEP 2020 succeeds, and I believe it will, India will become a nation of questioners, nation of explorers, nation of thinkers, nation of innovators, and nation of problem solvers. Imagine an India where every classroom encourages critical thinking, every family nurtures curiosity, every teacher inspires inquiry, every student become a lifelong learner, and every citizen values evidence over assumptions. So this is all from my side. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us on how to promote scientific temper and critical thinking, aligning with NEP 2020 from rote learning to inquiry-based learning. These stories and examples which sir has shared with us are all linked to scientific temperament and critical thinking. So once again, sir, thank you also for highlighting on the advancement of AI and its use in the educational field, and also the important role of moral ethics in teaching. So now I would like to request our chief guest, Professor Prabha Shankar Shukla, the Vice Chancellor of NEHU, Shillong, to kindly address us. Please, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, yes.
Okay. Mr. PC Agrawal, Joint Director, NCERT, Professor B.R. Dakar, and Professor F.G. Dakar, Professor F.G. Dakar, Principal in charge, NERIE, Regional Center, Shillong. Dr. B. Khanuki, all the participants from different parts of the country, especially from Assam, Meghalaya, Chhattisgarh. Good morning. Nga Padyam Sangha Aficha Barra, Frignam Sakantikor Rim Chapsova. And namaste to all of you. Actually, before going to speak anything, would like to say that real meaning of the namaste. We are going to say that namaste. So namaste always reflect the feelings of all the 8 states of Northeast. You can abbreviate the spelling of namaste. First and last letter that shows always the northeastern part of the country. A for Arunachal and Assam, M for Meghalaya, Mizoram and Manipur, S for Sikkim, T for Tripura. With this day, I would like to convey my feelings to all the Another thing I would like to mention here. We all know that education playing an important role in our life. So before going to speak about the education, I would like to ask a simple question. What are we? We are all the results of millions of chemical reactions, and by the grace of God, we live our life in this beautiful universe. But education is the only force that differentiates us from other living beings. Education has always been regarded as the cornerstone of Bharat's civilization progress. And at the heart of this grand endeavor stands the teacher. In Indian thoughts, the role of the Guru has been elevated to the highest position. The well-known Sanskrit verse beautifully captures this reverence, like in the Sanskrit, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. It reminds us that a teacher is not merely a provider of information, but an illuminator who shapes characters, values, and intellect. Our keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Agarwal, highly emphasized the role of the teacher. And only the teacher has the capability to shape the future of the young generation. As I think, teaching is not only a job. Teaching is a responsibility of the society. And ethics and role of the teacher playing an important message, transferring an important message in the young generation of the country. Today, as India's advances confidently in the 21st century, the national education policy has provided a transformative vision to reshape our education system. However, the real architect of that vision are our teachers. And Dr. Agarwal clearly mentioned his speech about the K. Kasturi Rangan and S. Radha Krishna. But the NEP recognized a fundamental truth. The quality of education cannot exceed the quality of teacher. Only teacher have the capacity to maintain the quality, transfer the knowledge, to inculcate the knowledge in the mind of our young generation as well as the children. If India is to become a global knowledge leader, commonly known as the Vishwaguru Bharat, we must empower and elevate our teachers through continuous professional development, improved institutional framework, and greater dignity for the profession. And Dr. F.T. Dhaka really doing a very good work to create a 2-day national conference and convey a good and best message among the faculty and teacher and to be teacher in future. Another thing I would like to mention here are Hindi sayings. Express the simply and beautifully the importance of the teacher. A teacher having the perfect knowledge, definitely he or she is able to convey that message. But अधूरा ज्ञान अंधेरे के दीप जैसा है. It means partial knowledge is like a lamp that cannot light darkness. So teacher must be equipped with the good knowledge, ethical knowledge, and play in the classroom like a role model. And that's why our keynote speaker clearly the practical examples. How can you say, how can you generate the critical thinking, innovative thinking in the mind of our students? So the NEP aims to ensure that neither teachers nor students remains limited by the partial knowledge. Outdated pedagogies are insufficient learning environment. In ancient India, a teacher was a mentor, philosopher, and exemplar. And the Gurukul system emphasized the character formation as much as academic learning. Character also playing an important role in our life. We think, without the character, I think we have nothing. The Sanskrit maxim, Sa Vidyaya Vimuktai, that alone is knowledge which liberates, reminds us that education must free the learner from fear, from ignorance, and from the limitations of narrow thinking. National Education Policy aligns closely with this vision by promoting holistic learning, multidisciplinary exploration, and experiential understanding. What should be the role of the modern teacher? Number of teachers are present here, and to be teacher in future also present here. Today's teacher work is more complex ecosystem than ever before, and they must navigate rapid technological advancement, diverse classroom, just like Professor Agrawal already mentioned, the virtual classroom, higher expectation from parents, evolving curriculum demands, and administrative pressures. All the things are already going on. In this environment, teachers serve not only as an instructor, but as a facilitator, motivators, digital guide, and custodian of cultural values. It must be the custodian of cultural values. Either the tribal culture, or Northeast culture, or West culture, or East culture, whatever the culture. To inspire curiosity. This is most important. Curiosity. Curiosity is the mind of our students. Nurture critical thinking and cultivate resilience among learners. Their role has expanded, but their commitment remains unwavering. Government of Bharat has already implemented the national education policy for the young generation. And NEP already brings the renowned emphasis on teachers' preparation. Key reforms, including a rigorous 4-year integrated B.Ed program, National Professional Standard for the teachers means NPST, at least 50 hours of continuous professional development annually, digital platforms like the Diksha to democratize training, stronger career pathway, and more transparent recruitment. These measures ensure that teachers remain lifelong learners, a necessity in a world where knowledge is constantly expanding, as we often say. जैसा हम बहुधा कहते हैं, जब तक शिक्षक सक्षम नहीं, शिक्षा सक्षम नहीं. Means unless teachers are empowered, education cannot flourish. pedagogy is also playing an important role. And the classroom of the future must encourage curiosity, creativity, collaboration, and problem solving. NEP urges a shift from rote memorization towards inquiry-based learning. Professor Agrawal also mentioned in his deliberation. Digital tools, AI, virtual lab, coding, robotics must be used meaningfully to enhance learning rather than overshadow the human touch. AI definitely can play two types of role in our teaching business. It really depends on teacher. He is going or she is going to use this AI tool for facilitative purpose or teaching purpose. So the AI is our only tool. It cannot be substitute of the human mind. It depends on the teacher which way they are going to use the AI in their classrooms. NEP also emphasized about the different languages, and I can say that three languages formula: international, national, and regional languages, and the students are free to learn either regional language, national language, or international, or all the three, or more than three. Multilingual is another strength of the NEP. Children who learn in their mother tongue or familiar language often develop deeper comprehension and stronger cognitive foundation. Sanskrit and Hindi plays an important role here, along with the regional language like the Khasi or Garu or any other language. Sanskrit, the content of the vast scientific and philosophical literature, remains a language of precision and clarity. It houses India's ancient wisdom in mathematics, astronomy, medicine, logic, ethics, computer, many more. That's why, as a tradition says, Sarvebhya Paramo Veda Sarva Vidyana Mata. Means Sanskrit is the mother of all the languages. Hindi is spoken by the millions, serves as a powerful bridge across regions and communities. Together, Indian languages enrich the educational landscape, nurture culture, rootedness, and still critical thinking. So this is a time we can even preserve our languages, translate our languages from regional to national and international. So in this way we will be able to propagate culture, generate the knowledge in different languages, and by way of the translation, others can also take the benefit of that. Teachers as a national builders. Teaching profession is not only a job, I earlier also mentioned, but has a different kind of impact on the society. And always we respect the great academicians. Dr. S. Radhakrishnan once said, no nation can rise above the level of its teacher. Means, indeed every time a teacher enters a classroom, they carry within them the possibilities of transforming lives. They encourage dreams, instill values, and empower children with confidence and a popular. Again, I would like to say that Hindi saying express this is very beautifully. शिक्षक दीपक नहीं, सूरज की पहली किरण है. The teacher is not a lamp, but the first ray of the sun. The radiance of this first ray determines the brightness of the future. What should be the way forward? To fully realize the vision of NEP 2020, a multi-dimensional roadmap is very essential for the teachers. Strengthen teachers education institute, just like all of you are NCERT is already doing. Promoting continuous professional development with the workshops, online certificate, peer learning circles, institutions are doing. Integrating technology thoughtfully means use digital tools not as replacement but as companion to innovate teaching. Not as a replacement, as a companion to innovate teaching. Encouraging multidisciplinary experiential learning. No, not going to speak in detail. Dr. Agrawal already speaks. Building a strong teacher network. We are lagging behind. A strong network among the teachers and between the teachers. Restoring the dignity of the profession. This is very important. Reducing administrative burden, ensuring mental well-being and reconciling excellence must be prioritized. Again, I would like to say a verse remind us Vidya Dadati Vinayam, means education gives us the humility, but humility should not mean the visibility. A nation must honor its teacher. In the finally, I would like to recite the sayings of Swami Vivekananda, who was the youngest ancient Indian exhortation and icon of youngest of the country. Uttist, Jagrat, Praparam Nivasi Nubodaya means arise above and strive till the goal is reached. It's especially meaningful today. So let us rise to the challenge of transforming our education system. Let us awake the potential of our teachers. Let us strive until every classroom become a center of joy, curiosity and excellence with empowered teachers, empowered, inspired students and a visionary policy like National Education Policy 2020. The dream of the Vishwaguru Bharat is within reach. With this, once again, would like to thank Principal NERIE for giving me this opportunity to share my views, and also would like to say the sorry. As a chairman, I should be there, but due to some unavoidable circumstances and paucity of the time, I am not present in this encouraging, inspiring, beautiful 2 days national conference on implementation of NEP 2020. Madam, sorry to say, but next time definitely I shall be visit the campus. Once again, thanks to all of you, my good friend Dr. Agarwal. I had the chance to meet them there, but could not. Definitely, once the problem is going to solve, I shall be visit the campus to encourage the faculty members and also upgrade my knowledge from the NERIE campus. Thank you. Kublai Sinu Mitela. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, sir, and you are most welcome at any time you wish to visit NERIE. So, thank you, sir, once again for highlighting on the key reforms of NEP 2020. To name a few, like continuous professional development of teachers, transparent recruitment, and also on the 4-year integrated program. Sir has also highlighted and reminded us on the transformative vision of NEP 2020, which affects a wide array of stakeholders. So thank you, sir, once again for wishing us luck for the 2 days national conference. And now I would like to call upon Dr. Basansi Kharlukhi to kindly propose the vote of thanks.
Honorable Chief Guest, respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, it is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of NERIE and the organizing committee at this inaugural session of the National Conference. At the outset, I express our deepest sense of gratitude to our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Shukla, Vice Chancellor of Northeastern Hill University, who joined us online for this occasion. Thank you, sir. We are profoundly thankful for your gracious virtual presence and for your inspiring inaugural address, which has actually added immense value and significance to today's program. We remain deeply obliged to our esteemed keynote speaker, Professor S.P. Agarwal, Director, NISAC, Northeastern Space Applications Center, for delivering such an insightful and thought-provoking keynote address. Sir, your scholarly reflections have enriched this session, and with your knowledge and experiences, you have made us think and reflect on what is scientific temperament, and then for shifting from rote learning to inquiry-based to critical thinking and learning, courage to experiment, and most important, sir, for reminding us again of the importance of moral and value ethics, which is very essential in this present generation. Sir, you have set the tone and you have full direction for deliberations in these 2 days 2 days conference. We extend our respectful thanks to our chief patron, the Director NCERT, Professor Dinesh Saklani sir, for the continued guidance, support and encouragement extended to us. We are equally grateful to our patron, the Joint Director, NCERT, Professor P.C. Agarwal sir, who has also joined us online and delivered an enriching address. and also for making us aware to the august audience about the initiatives taken by NCERT with regards to implementation of NEP 2020. Sir, we are grateful for your insightful remarks and for setting the tone to the conference through your thoughtful observation, and also for the constant support and facilitation throughout the preparation and organization of this conference. Our sincere appreciation is also due to the in-charge principal NERIE, Professor F.G. Dakha, whose leadership, facilitation and commitment have been instrumental to the successful conduct of this event. I also take this opportunity to acknowledge the dedicated efforts of the organizing committee, the different committees, faculty members, technical staff, administrative staff, supporting staff, and student volunteers whose meticulous planning, behind the scenes, support and wholehearted involvement have ensured the smooth conduct of both the physical and the virtual aspects of this inaugural function. Finally, I express our heartfelt thanks to all distinguished delegates, participants far and near, for honoring us with your presence, because I know without you, this seminar will not be we will not be able to continue and, have a successful deliberation. Your engagement definitely and contributions will undoubtedly make this conference meaningful and impactful. With these words, I once again extend our gratitude to all who have made this inaugural session a success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Basansi, for that word of thanks. So now we have come to the end of the inaugural function. Let us rise up for the national anthem.
Jana Gana Mana Adhinayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Uttara Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jaladhi Taranga Tava Shubha Name Jage Tava Shubha Ashish Mage Gahe Tava Jaya Gatha Jaya Gana Mangala Dayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jaya 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 He.
So now we will break for tea. After tea, then we will start with the technical session. We are a little bit late, so we will see and accordingly we will inform and for the technical session timings. Thank you all.